Morning.
Good. First of all, team news. I know that you'll have had people coming back from international duty. Just the early situation as you see it in terms of your players.
Well, there is still a lot that I haven't seen yet. We will see them this afternoon and assess the squad tomorrow, see how everybody's feeling and make some decisions. But so far, no big news.
So no major concerns that you're aware of before they come back to be assessed?
Not yet, no.
And what about Bukayo? What's the latest with him?
Well, he hasn't trained with the team yet. He's been doing some individual work. We have to pull him off of the England squad, unfortunately. But he's feeling better, but he hasn't trained with the team yet.
The international break, given the hectic schedule, gives you maybe a bit of time to assess how things have been going. Have you had a chance to have a look at what's been going well and maybe what's been going not so well?
Yes, obviously we analyze periods during the season, and we've done that because we had some time to think, reflect, and see a lot of things that we are doing, and as well the direction we want to take for the future, of course.
And I know that you said that you can't have two faces. I think that was referring to the defensive side of the game against West Ham. What are the main areas that you need to rectify at the back to improve that record? What have you identified?
One of them was related as well to the attention focus that you need during the whole game. And for example, the way we concede the second goal when we turn our backs in a free kick close to our box is something that we cannot do because it just gives a goal to the opponent. And there's the other phase that we really like, the way the team played, the way the team reacted, the characters that we showed, and the quality that we provide on the day as well to come back against a really good opponent from 3 goals behind.
West Ham punished you for your defensive errors and lapses, and you certainly can't afford to be like that against Liverpool, who, despite their struggles this season, are still very potent going forwards, aren't they?
Absolutely. You know, against these type of teams and the quality that they have, they're going to punish you for every error that you do. Even when you don't make errors and you do everything perfect, they're still able to break your lines, to create an individual action to score a goal. So obviously there is a team that nothing has to be given to them.
And given how far ahead of everyone Liverpool were last season, given that the gap between you two at the moment isn't that big, do you take something from that? The fact that, you know, you're not that far away from the team that were runaway champions?
I prefer to look at ourselves. What they've done in recent years has been incredible. Obviously, the competition that they were facing with Manchester City has made both teams better. I think they've been pushing each other to a different level that probably we haven't seen in the Premier League. And that's the level that we have to reach to compete with them. This season is so different, so particular. They had as well a lot of issues internally with a lot of big injuries. But it's still amazing what they've done.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. We'll move to Roger Clark from Sky Sports.
Hi, Mikel. Good to see you. First of all, just picking up on what Mark was asking about the team news there. Is any news on Emile Smith-Rowe? Didn't play in the under-21 match, is he?
No, he has some discomfort in his hip, and that's why they decided to keep him out. But I don't know. We will see today how he comes, speak with the doctors and the physios, and see if he's available for training tomorrow.
In terms of the game at the weekend, and then looking ahead, you have Slavia Prague in the Europa League coming up after that. Given where you are in the league and your chances in Europe and so on, does the Slavia Prague game almost take priority over Liverpool?
For me, the priority is Liverpool. We know that if we want to climb on the table and have a chance to be in Europe next season through the Premier League, we need some consistent now in the last 9 games. We need to get a run of winning matches, and the only way to do it is starting against Liverpool. We don't have any margin, and we have to win the game.
Just looking at the Liverpool side, I know you talked about how potent they are, and you played them a couple of times earlier in the season in the league and in the cup as well. What do you put down? What do you put their problems down to? That what's happened between then, when they were still looking like a very potent side, and now when they seem to be having all sorts of problems?
I don't know. I know they want to analyze what is going wrong for them. I can't talk about what they've done and what they are still producing. I've seen a lot of games, and the stats will support that. They are, if not the best, the second teams in almost every department that us like coaches have to analyze. But then this is football, and the ball has to be in that net. The final action has to provide a moment to win a football match, and then you have some individuals that dictates as well the quality of your team, and sometimes you cannot predict those things. So I think it's a lot of things.
I think it's the first chance we've had to speak to you since Sergio Aguero's announcement the other day, and obviously someone you worked with, just give us a sense of your response to his announcement, to his standing in terms of the Premier League, and perhaps just cheeking about now he's available. Is he someone like Arsenal might be looking at?
No, first of all, I think anybody that has been close to Sergio would say the same thing. I think he's been probably the main face, or one of the main three faces that has lifted that project. You need some leadership, you need some quality, you need players to create moments to start to build a project like they did. And Sergio is probably the biggest face on that project. It's not only the way he plays, it's his charisma, his personality, is the way he is. He's loved by everybody at that club. It's sad to see someone living like him, but I think what he's done, it will be there like history.
And his future, where he goes, is he still doing a job elsewhere, whether it's in England, or you still see him getting lots of goals?
For sure, Sergio has a unique quality to see spaces where nobody else can see, and to score goals in a really easy way. So I'm sure that he will find the right next chapter for him.
Will you be picking up the phone to him, seeing if he fancies a move to London?
No, Sergio is. We will see what happens with him in the future.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mikel.
Thanks, Roger. We'll go to Ian Abraham from TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I just want to pick up on Sergio Aguero. First of all, Wayne Rooney told me yesterday, as far as the best foreign player we've seen in the Premier League, probably Thierry Henry was better than Sergio Aguero. Would you agree with that?
Well, he's one of the best for sure, and the consistency that he's shown at this level in this league, I think he puts him right there with the best. We can discuss who's been the best, but for me, he's one of the best.
And in terms of statues outside grounds, we've been talking about that quite a lot, because they're going to manage to build a statue for Aguero, but if they're going to do that, they may as well do one for Yaya Toure and the company. I mean, it'd be hard getting into the Etihad at some point soon, wouldn't it, avoiding all these statues?
I don't know. I think when a club wants to have a gesture of recognition to somebody that has changed their history, I think it's a really nice touch. Obviously, you cannot have the stadium full of statues, but I think it's a really nice thing to do if they feel is the right one.
It's a big week coming up for you, and I guess is Liverpool the ideal way to try and get confidence ahead of Slavia Prague?
Sorry, Ian?
Is beating Liverpool or playing against Liverpool the ideal way of preparing yourself and getting confidence ahead of Slavia Prague?
Absolutely, to get the morale right, the confidence right, to get some momentum right. The more games that we won, the team is going to be in a better state to compete in other competitions. So that's why my only focus is on Liverpool now.
I know that, but obviously you're only 5 wins away, or 5 games away potentially from the Champions League in terms of the Europa League. I know you might have to face Unai Emery in the semi-final, but if you look at it, that is your best way of getting into the Champions League, isn't it?
That's the other way. We don't know what the best way is going to be. It would depend on our results and performances, and we need to go game by game and try to maximize every chance that we have in each of those games.
And finally, just going back to the under-21s, their captain was Nketiah, who had very few chances. The service to him was quite limited during the 3 games. Are you surprised at how poorly England's under-21s played? And where do you stand on the fact that we're very unsuccessful at that age group level of football? You have a couple of them obviously at the moment in Bukayo Saka, Smith Rowe, and Eddie Nketiah in your team.
No, but I think as well where the focus is at that age is in development. Of course, they need results, but it's true that as well, I think that under-20 has fit tremendously well the first England squad, and that's going to reflect on some players needed time as well to adapt to that environment, to start to compete the right way, like other players that they were there a few months ago were doing, and the coach has to get everything right there, and that takes time. But I'm not worried about that. I think the way England is evolving as a nation in football and how much they have progressed over the years, I think it's remarkable.
Brilliant stuff. Good luck this weekend, Mikel. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. We'll go to Mark Manbryan from PA.
Morning, Mikel.
Hey, Mark.
The way you won this fixture last year at home to Liverpool was with a lot less possession and playing that kind of football that you seem to adopt when you first came in. Are you now confident you can look to play your own way against them this time around?
I think the game would dictate that. Sometimes you have to adapt to the opponent because they're just better than you. And sometimes you can make the opponent adapt. We will see, depending on what they do, what we are able to do as well. But obviously the intention and the game we want to propose is different to the one that we played that year. But obviously when you play against top quality side, sometimes you have to be able to adapt your game as well to get the results that you need.
Being able to play your own game would be a way of showing your progression almost, which is, I suppose, something Jurgen Klopp has done at Liverpool. He had those first few years building a team that he then went on to win the Champions League and Premier League with. Are you confident you can build a similar team at Arsenal, or is it also affected, obviously, by the financial situation?
I don't like to compare different projects. I think what they've done is remarkable. It's been really intelligent. The way they have managed the resources and the way they have maximized the resources has been exceptional. They've done it really, really well, and credit to them. And now it's about sustaining that. We are in different phases of that project right now, but we know exactly where we are and where we want to be. And in the first 1 or 2 phases, we had some priorities that we have to address to be in a position to now evolve the squad, evolve the team, and start to compete at a different level. And this is where we are.
You said about January that it was unprecedented for a top club to have to do the kind of things you did, and that the summer might be the same. Would that be a case of trying to raise funds to bring in the players that you are keen to bring in? Yeah,
obviously we need support from everybody to try to do what we've done. And so far we had it. And the commitment and the vision that we all share is unquestionable. And we had a lot of meetings about that. And we are all on the same page. We know where we are, and we are very realistic about what we are. And all the things that we've done have consequences, because it generates some instability that is necessary to make changes. But at some stage, we need some stability now to grow and evolve the way we want to do it. And that time frame is the tricky thing, because we need to win immediately.
Over the summer and then into January, we saw William Saliba, Matteo Guendouzi, Lucas Torreira, Maitland-Niles, Joe Willock all leave on loan. Are they players that you all intend to bring back and will be given a chance in pre-season, or will some of them be sold on, do you think?
That would be the thing that we have to address at the end of the season. The reason we loaned them, it was because we want to obviously give them some game time and see the level that they can perform at away from here, to try to develop them and then bring them back here to try to use them and be part of us. That's the first idea. After, we will evaluate what they've done, what the level that they've shown, and how much they can accomplish with the way we want to play and the squad that we have in our hands.
Are you happy with the way all those loan moves are going? Because if you look at someone like Lucas Torreira, he's played very little football, actually, hasn't he?
I'm more happy with some than others, obviously, because you want to see your players playing regularly, and it's not been the case.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Nick Callow from Haters.
Hi there. Morning, Mikel. Can I just ask you a couple of questions about Alex Lacazette? It seems to me that he's playing some of the best football of his career. Is it a boost to you how well he's playing?
Yes, I think he's been really good. I think he's been in really good form for months now. I think he's sustaining that level. He's scoring goals and he's providing the team with something different as well. His work rate has been phenomenal, and it's what we want. We need those type of players hitting the best level when we want to have the chance to do that, because over the course of the season, we have been missing goals. We have been missing that creativity in the final thirds, and we need those players to step in and make the difference for the team.
And a couple of things I noticed during the international break about him was, one, that you had him still training. There's some great pictures of him and Oba training together. That must have been a benefit. But also at the same time, people start speculating about his future. Seville, Roma, other clubs thinking maybe we can buy him because his contract's running down.
I'm always happy when people talks about our players and speculating. That means that they are doing well and they are getting attention from other clubs. The situation with Laca, will address it in the summer and speak to him and just propose the future that we want. And that's it. Up to now I just want players focus and only focus in performing and getting the best out of them for the team.
How much will it be deciding on Laca's future about the financial aspect of giving a senior player a big contract and also making room for younger players to come through?
Everything is related. At the end, everything is related to where we are, how much we win, and when we are playing next season. And there is no exceptions, and we all need to be clear with that, and more with the context that we have right now around our industry.
Okay, cheers. Good luck at the weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. That was all for 10